In a season which has been curtailed by injury, Paul Pogba is back in training this week. According to sources, he'll be back in amongst his teammates and willing to test that ankle after his surgery, which has kept him out since Boxing Day. Craig, a boost for United?
Yeah, I mean, in somewhat. I think possibly that ship has sailed, though, between the club, the player, the management and the relationship. I might be wrong. I'm not going to join in those who bash Paul Pogba at the moment because he's not playing. The lad's not playing, and I'm not going to sit here and throw speculation about how much he's wanted to play or how much of an injury, how much the injury has been played out a little bit. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, the lad's not fit and he's not available. What I can say, Ross, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, I think when he is fit, and whether he plays or not at the end of the season, I don't care, is I think it's best for all parties if they figure something out in the summer and move on. I just think it's gone past the, what if United get in the top four nonsense? Who cares? You know, I think at the end of the day, they've signed Bruno Fernandes, they're trying to get some younger players in. They've said at the moment they're sticking with Solskjaer. He's had his problems. We know he's a talented player. We all understand that Paul Pogba's talent. Personally, I think he's better showcasing it. He'll be better off showcasing it back in continental Europe. Whether it's back at Juventus or goes to Spain, wherever it is, I don't know. But I think, personally, in my opinion, it's gone beyond the if they get in the top four. I think the club will, personally think the club will look to sell him. Mina Raiola will look to hawk him around, there's not a doubt about that. It's whether other clubs out there want to come in with the big check that United will just go, right, let's just call this, it didn't quite work, and we move our separate ways. I don't see the point of anybody going through all this again next year, whether he's fit or not.
It's just those fans who might be sort of holding out hope that because of the addition of someone like Bruno Fernandes, it's obviously given them a jig in midfield. They've got some better performances out of those around him as well. If you bring in the world-class talent of Paul Pogba and get him back to his best, then we can really build as a sort of a side that's higher up than maybe and further on in the rebuilding job than we are at the moment. And maybe those fans will cling to those hopes if they get some performances out of Pogba between now and the end of the year.
We haven't seen the talismanic Paul Pogba really in a consistent basis, even when fit. And you may say, well, the surrounding cast isn't good enough and it's getting better, and that would be a fair point. But I think having Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in the side throws up other difficulties for a coach in terms of how you balance out your midfield, because, you know, we know Fernandes will work hard and that, but he's not a huge physical talent who's going to win tackles, and we know Pogba is limited in his ability to do that as well, and that's not how he sees himself. So I think having the two of them has its difficulties as well. So I don't buy into that. I think come the summer, come the end of the transfer window, in the summer, I would be shocked if Paul Pogba is still a Man United player, put it that way, unless Man United dig their heels in and the money's not right. Otherwise, let's just cut this and say, let's move in more separate directions.
So net positive, net negative for Solskjaer between now and the end of the year to have him back?
Oh, I think whenever you have a player like that, having the option's always a positive.
Right.
Whether he uses them much remains to be seen, because I think the one thing I'd say about Solskjaer, and I've made it clear along with others that I don't think he's the long-term answer there, is that I don't think he has been frightened to upset and make some decisions with some of these so-called bigger guys. So I think if Paul Pogba's fit again and the Man United ship's rolling forward pretty well, I don't think he'll be afraid to say, listen, you just have to sit here for your time being, and they'll work out what they're going to do with him. It's a shame because he's a very talented player, but I think we'll see those talents showcased at one of Europe's other big clubs in the next 12 months. That would be my hunch.
Okay, so a short-term option but a longer-term headache. Let us know how you view Pogba's reintroduction into the Manchester United squad in the comments section below.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.